Part 7. The key of civilization was and is in the hands of the Asiatic nation, the Moors, who were the ancient Obites, the founders of the holy city Mecca. The Umayyad Moors, 661-750 AD. The next period of Khalifa was under the Arab dynasty that ruled in Damascus, Syria, known as the Umayyad Khalifa. This was the period of the consolidation of Arab rule and gradual growth of Arabic and Arab influence over the still existing language and the institutions of previous civilizations. The religion of the Muslims conquerors was adopted by many of the conquered people, and a mode of coexistence was worked out with several of the religious communities that did not convert to Islam. In culture, the Arabic language expanded beyond local Arabian or traditions of poetry and Islamic worship to become an important literary language. The Arabic Quran played a key role in this development. Soon literature about the Prophet Muhammad and various aspects of Islamic religion appeared. Muslim scholars sought to broaden the base of the language by consulting pure Bedouin usage and the writing of grammar and dictionaries. The works of earlier Greek scholars appear to have been fundamental to this enterprise. In art, the field of architecture, dominated on the Muslim conquerors, continued the ancient Middle East, the mode of culture, expression, through monumental architecture. One of the achievements of the Umayyad age was the Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem. Built by Khalifa Abdul Malik in 691 AD. Spain. In the year 711 AD, the Moorish Umayyad forces crossed the Straits of Gibraltar and established a branch of the Umayyad Khalifa in Spain. Andalus, as the Arab called it, Andalusus in English, remained in Muslim hands until the Christian reconquest in the 13th century. During the 5th century, in Arabic rule, culture flourished under Spanish Muslims, Moors, men of our race, and Andalus served as an important point between Christendom and the Islamic world. The literature, philosophy, and architecture, architecture. The Spanish Muslims made several notable achievements that have survived to this day. An example is the richly decorated design of the Alhambra. The writings of the Moorish philosopher Andalus inspired considerable philosophy discussions in the later Medieval Europe. The Spanish language itself bears witness to the Islamic heritage, for it has served as the conduct of many Arabic words into other Western languages. We as New African Moors need to start to live our greatness. Peace, love, and law. Islamic and the secular state. The features of the modern state. All Muslims, they live under what is commonly referred to as a nation state. Now the Muslim New African nation is a nation without a nation. As Moorish American Sufis Muslims, the New African Moors live in slavery, but today they are free American citizens, but are mentally dead to their civil and human rights, which is based on European models that have been established around the world. The colonialism, even in the regions that were not formerly colonized. The New African Moorish nation have a nation of New Africans and African Americans with Moorish Americans, etc. We as New African Moors, we as we New African Moors have founded on the sure Islamic foundation stone by Allah's divine son, the Holy Prophet Most Noble Jew Ali in 1913 AD. He founded the Moor Science of America, the Moorish American Asiatic Muslims, and the New African Moors are the largest colonial African people in the United States of America. And yes, they do owe us reparations. The New African the Moorish American national government, through the Moorish Divine National Movement of the World, is a nation state. We live in the North, South, and Central America. Whatever city or state we live in under love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. This model of state is characterized by a centralized and bureaucratically organized administrative and legal order run by an administrative staff, binding authority over what occurs within its own jurisdiction, a territorial base on the monopoly of the use of force. The MSCA has its own government within the DAP Chamber's third heaven. We as a supreme grand body and the grand body, this is the hierarchy of the MSCA. Then you have the leadership, the Supreme Grand Sheik, the National Grand Sheik, Supreme Grand Chairman, Supreme Grand Secretary, Supreme Grand Treasurer, the DAP Sheiks, Divine Ministers, Governors, Grand Governors, who run all the temples in the Moor Science of America. Then we have the Muftis as our security, and the Mufti Bureau of Intelligence is a state federal state and federal prisons throughout the United States. We have lived here since 1774 when slavery started. For our purpose, for our purposes here, the main features of this model of the territorial state can be summarized as following. The state is a bureaucratic organization that is centralized, hierarchical, and deputated into separate institutions and organs with their own specialized functions. But all the institutions of the state operate according to formal rules and a clear, defined hierarchy structure of accountability to central authorities. Now come our Moors government state structure. You have the official heads of the Moor Science of America, the Moorish National Divine Movement. And a lot of Moors don't use the Moorish National Divine Movement of the world. It's a nation within a nation. Supreme Grand Sheik is the highest official of the government of the Moorish Americans. Here is over the Supreme Grand Body. He is over the Supreme Grand Body and the Grand Body. We have the Supreme Grand Governors over each state as well. We have the subordinate chartered temples throughout the United States of America, and the branch temples too. The only thing about the Moorish American Muslims is we don't have a state of our own. But many New African Moors are striving for statehood. The Republic of New Africa is a black national organization that was created in 1969 on the promise of an independent black republic. Should be created out of the southern United States, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana, which were considered subjugated lands. I, Sheikh Lonnie Bean, is Beatty by Minister Mother T, is a member of the Republic of North Africa. And I am a member of the Moorish Science of America. What needs to happen is we come in unity and love, and all parties need to get together in unity and love, and let's work out our problems. We as human beings should have some place on this earth to live, and this is our human experience, but also a human right. So a lot of American citizens don't know about nationality, national character, legal relationship, involving allegiance of an individual, or predominant on the part of the state, membership in a particular nation, political independence of existence of a separate nation. Moorish Americans proclaim our nation, our nationalities according to Act 6 of our divine constitution and bylaws. Let me talk about my beloved Holy Prophet, most noble Drew Ali. His forerunner was divinely prepared by the great God Allah, whose praise is always due. And his name is Marcus Garvey, who did teach and warn the nations of the earth to prepare to meet the common prophet, who was to bring the divine creed of Islamism. And his name is most noble Drew Ali, who was prepared and sent to the earth by Allah to teach the old-time religion and the everlasting gospel to the sons of men, that every nation's children must worship on their own vine and fig tree, and return to their own and be one with their Father God Allah. The Moorish Science of America is a legally chartered and incorporated organization. Any subordinate temple that desires to receive a charter, the Prophet most noble Drew has them to issue to every state throughout the United States, etc. I, Sheikh Lonnie Bean, is Beatty Divine Minister Mother T, is building on the Moorish Islamic foundation stone laid by my holy beloved Prophet, most noble Drew Ali. I am the founder of the Moorish Islamic Council of Printing Affairs. This organization was founded on the concept of the fallen humanity and to live under the 5 principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. I came under the teachings of a noble man that became my spiritual father, and I am his son. I am a Moorish American Muslim Sufi, striving to create a better life and be a good citizen and live my life of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. My organization, the Moorish Islamic Council, intends to give advice to those in need of it, although we don't give legal advice whatsoever. We as we Moorish New Africans is the independent Islamic socialist movement from the ground up, and it's a grassroots movement. And we do motivation speaking, just letting people know about this new organization still building on the Moorish Islamic foundation. Founded by the beloved Holy Prophet, most noble Drew Ali, and the Moorish divine national movement of the world, trying to uplift part of humanity by teaching the new African Moors to be themselves, kings and queens, gods and goddesses, key of civilization was in the hands of the Asiatic nation. The Moors, who were the ancient Moabites, upon the holy city of Mecca, by proclaiming their free nationality, ears and babes, their divine creed, Islamism. The Moorish Islamic Council's grassroots organization is just getting off the ground, and I am striving to teach my unconscious New African Moors, brothers and sisters, Islamic Sufism, and all people around the world. The Moorish Islamic Council is staying in unity with the oppressed, mistreated, abused, and the incarcerated and ex-offenders too. I want what you want: love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice for everybody in the world. And I want to help the people. And I am the Son of God. and I am a true follower of the Holy Prophet Most Noble Drew Ali, who founded the Moorish Science of America in 1913, brought to his people what they had never heard. He started talking about race pride, nationality, and our great grand history. That the world may hear and know that the truth that among the sins of Africa there's still much wisdom to be learned these days for the redemption of the sons of men under love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. The hierarchical and interconnected state institutions are distinguished for other kinds of social organizations like political parties, social civic organizations, business associations. The scope and functions of the state requires the institutions to be distinct from non-state organizations, to be distinct from non-state organizations, because state organizations and organs should regulate non-state entities and may have to adjudicate differences among them. What we as Moorish Americans have to do is to unite so we can create us a Moorish state for ourselves. This is what we have to go down. What your ancient forefathers were, you are today without a doubt or contradiction. According to all true and divine works of the human race, there is no Negro, black, or colored race attached to the human family, because all inhabitants after war and are of the human race, descendants of the ancient Canaanite nation from the holy land of Canaan. There's no one who is able to change man from a descendant nation of his forefathers unless his power extends beyond the great universal creator Allah himself. The Moorish American nation lived within the United States, and we look at the $1 bill and see the seals, the Great Pyramid, and the eagle. If you ever go into the president's office, you will see this flag. The pyramid represents the Moorish New African nation, and the eagle represents the European nation. Many New African Moors who are unconscious don't know their rights as human beings or as citizens. The Moorish Americans are a very powerful people, a peaceful people, but we will stand our ground and fight for our freedom and reparations for our Islamic nation, our Moorish Islamic nation. These holy and divine laws upon the Prophet, the Lord Prophet Holy Noble Drew Ali, the founder of the Uniting of the Moorish Science of America. These laws be strictly reserved by all the members of all the temples of the Moorish Science of America, that they will learn the oath of their meetings and guide according to the principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Every subordinate temple, the Grand Major Temple, is to form under the covenant of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and create their own laws and customs in conjunction with the laws of the Holy Prophet, the Grand Temple. I, the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, was sent by the great God Allah to warn all Asiatics of America to repent from their simple ways before the great and lawful day which is sure to come. All nations of the earth in these modern days are seeking peace, but there is but one true and divine way that peace may be obtained in these days, and it is through love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice being taught universal to all nations in all lands. This is a booklet written by Sheikh Lonnie Beamish Bey. No, let me stop this. And I'm gonna stop right here, Michael.